From the internet, it's the BTB Internet Talk Show. Special guests, Pandemonium, Dean Martin. If you've got the internet, you get a talk show. Here's your host, Mr. BTB himself, Scott Curtis.
Yes, hello, all of the streaming mediums for a little bit. This is the BTB Internet Talk Show. My name is Scott, Miss Jackson if you're nasty. And this is not a podcast. It's a talk show. My podcast is different. It's the Behind the Bits podcast, and this is not that. But you know what? If you want to call it a podcast, go ahead and call it a podcast. And you can also call ordering it at McDonald's a podcast. You can, if you call your mom, that's a podcast too. So everything is a podcast, and this is too. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. We are going to be on all the streaming stuff for a few minutes, and then I'm going to be exclusively, because this is an exclusive, I'm going to be exclusively on the Twitch channel, Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. So it's very easy to find them. You can either open your Twitch browser and type in Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling, or you can go twitch.tv/Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. Very easy. And while you're there, shoot them a follow. They have a lot of great shows. None of them are like mine, but they've got a lot of great shows. And I watch a bunch of them, and it's a lot of fun. Let me tell you, it's a lot of fun. Couple announcements. This is a little something I like to call must-see Twitch TV night. Not NBC, but Twitch TV. Starts tonight at 7:30, which is right now. We've got me now with the BTB Internet Talk Show. And then we've actually got a double header with my friend John Poveromo and Dystopia Tonight. And let me pull up who he's got because it's really good and I don't see real well. So that was a couple weeks ago. That is not it. Where are you, John? Here we go. First of all, he's got Carl Gottlieb tonight, who wrote Jaws, among many other things. And then, if that's not enough, he's going to do another hour with Bobby Slayton, the pit bull of comedy. So we got a couple hours after me, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I do want to mention a podcast that I am listening to. It's called Highbrow Drivel by Anthony Janot. So Anthony is an Australian comic who lives in London and just put out an album called Comedy Album. But he started this podcast a few months ago, and it's really neat because he gets a comedy friend on, but he gets an expert in different fields and talks about those fields. So they talked about billionaires last episode and why they're bad. And then the episode previous to that was... it wasn't dreams, it was memory. Yeah, it was memory. So the memory thing came up, and I don't have a very good one, so that was good. Really good show, and it's a different subject every single podcast, and I think Anthony's cool. So I would suggest that you listen to that podcast. It's called Highbrow Drivel and very easy to find on all the podcast apps. Highbrow is all one word when you type it in. Thank you very much. So let's get on with the shows, shall we? I've got an excellent lineup tonight. Do we have anybody chatting? Yep, I've got Matt already. I've got PJ. What's Matt say? Matt says, you seem sobered up a little since this morning. Yes, thank you. Of course, I'm here till 7:50, and then I got another show. Thank you, PJ. PJ's always there for me. Thank you. And we got a whole bunch of people watching, so shoot me a chat, shoot something in the chat if you want to say something. Let's bring out our guests, though. My first guest is a nice young man and a comedian from Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is just a comedy mecca right now. His name is Carl Sobel. Carl, how you doing?
Oh, hey.
You drinking, buddy?
Yeah, I would have assumed like the Grand Rapids comic, I should have been like, hey, maybe you don't drink right now. But I was like, I'm going to try to sneak it in.
Yeah, you're nothing if not timely. So yeah,
All about timing.
it's great to have you. This is actually the first time we've met. So
Yeah.
I know of you. I know you host a couple shows there in Grand Rapids.
Yeah. Yeah, I do the River North Public House. It's an open mic every Wednesday, but then I do a garage show in my garage called Comedy on Ida. It's
All right.
pretty exclusive right now, but it'll blow up sooner or later.
Oh, of course.
It'll get big.
I do a show for my wife called "Hey, It's Time for Bed."
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's not a very long one.
Yeah.
You said. So about our next guest, it's Kevin H. Brady from New Jersey, and we talked a little bit before the show, and we haven't talked for quite a while. What's new with you lately, Kevin?
What's happened? I got laid off. I went on unemployment and got a job all before I got a single cent from New Jersey unemployment. So life's been good. Life's been great, but same old. Just trying to get the work in, get the repetitions, doing online shows. They just said that they're going to open up New York City in April, so maybe actual live shows in the city again.
That's cool. I'm actually getting my first dose of the microchip Tuesday, so I'm pretty stoked for that. And I think once you get the second dose of the microchip, then everybody can see everything you do, and I'm really stoked for that because when I'm shaving my back hair, it's really interesting.
You're going to really appreciate it later on when you start going dodgy and they're able to find you when you wander off from the home. We chipped our cats for the same reason.
Start going dodgy. Come on. You've met me before.
Grace and aging. That's all it is. I'm trying to give you some grace and aging.
I want to bring out my next guest. It's a band that I love. And when I say I love, I mean I love this band. It's a band from Nashville, Tennessee, one of the hardest working bands in the rockabilly duo. It's a Volk with Elliot and Chris. Oh, good. You're just lucky I did shrooms before this, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi. We thought we'd have a flash.
Elliot, I have to say that I talked to Chris a little bit before the show. The last time I saw you guys was at Romanus Fest, and actually that was the first time I saw you too. And my wife and I just walked into Hi-Fi there, and you guys were starting, and we danced a lot. We did a lot of dancing, and that I remember that fondly. And I listen to you guys like all the time. If you look at your Spotify stuff, the dude in Mishawaka, Indiana, that is constantly got you on replay. That's me. So I love your music.
I look at our Spotify sets like daily just to give my a sense of self-confidence or self-esteem.
Yeah, that was awesome and been very a memorable fest for us as well. Especially memorable because Chris Banta had us play like an acoustic set at this brewery like down the street right before.
Oh, really? I missed that.
Yeah, and it was like the grand opening of this brewery, and they had no stage for us, so we played
or sound system.
So we set up what we had, which was not much, and then played for about 40 minutes in the sun, and then walked over to you guys and actually played a real set. And I can't believe we made it out alive.
It's the DIY lifestyle, brother, oh brother.
It's like a mariachi band walking from table to table playing.
Yeah.
Was that at the Hi-Fi? Was that? It probably wasn't the first time, but was it one of the first times you did the cover of Snake Pit?
Snake Farm.
Farm.
That's regular
Snake
for us.
Farm. Yeah,
that's actually on the reveal. That's on the album actually. Should I not reveal that?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
But yeah, we love. I mean, let's go there. That's Ray Riley Hubbard's song, and he digs it. He approves. He approves our cover of his song.
We asked permission to be able to cover that song before putting it on the album. But that's been kind of a staple of ours to perform, and it's just a really fun, get everybody in the mood to rock out song.
Yeah, I was in the mood to rock out after I heard that, and during that, I was rocking out most effectively, I think.
And to be technical, we're pretty sure it is Rome Anus.
Rome Anus, okay.
Rome Anus Fest.
You know, Chris and Warner are actually in the studio right now, but I do want to plug their record label a little bit. So, Volk is on the Rome Anus record label, but Chris and his crew put together this excellent vinyl.
Yeah.
And many other types of vinyl. He does liquid filled. He does LED, and people, the LED stuff sells out like in 3 minutes when he puts them up for sale. So he does some really great artistic stuff. He's actually got a comedian on his record label, Dan Cummins. I think he did a liquid filled with him, and then he's also got some splatter stuff too. So it's just fantastic that the vinyl has come where it's come, and that Chris is so artistic with it. I know that my brother buys everything. I know he's got all your vinyl, and I know he's got all of Brother O'Brother's vinyl. I don't do as much vinyl because not only am I tone deaf, but I'm actually deaf. So vinyl doesn't really do a whole lot for me. So I buy digital downloads. Yeah, get really loud.
Yeah. But yeah, he's done a lot of cool work. He did a lot with P-Lander Z and King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and I think one of his new upcoming things is the soundtrack to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh wow!
Like of the TV show.
Don't know.
It's all right.
That's nuts.
Nothing matters.
Yeah.
That's what James Hetfield said. Nothing else matters.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna take off, guys.
Kevin, even though we haven't talked for a while, I wanted to ask you. It seems like you went pretty far in a comedy competition. Is that right?
Yeah. I've done a few things. Like I was part of the Boston Comedy Festival just this past December. Holy crap! Yeah. Everything blurs together now. But yeah, made it to the semifinals of the Boston Comedy Festival, like new talent competition. So that was pretty cool. But honestly, just a lot of fun things that are just popping up randomly for shows. Like Monday night, I'm doing a virtual show with Flappers Comedy Club out of Burbank. It's their Writers of Conan show. Yeah. So Lori Kilmartin and Brian Kiley are tentatively scheduled to be the headliners of that show. And yeah, I'm a huge Conan fan. I've been a fan of Conan since he was writing for The Simpsons in the early 90s. So even though Conan's not on the show, it's like that nice little feather cap moment where I'm doing a show with the writers that he has on his show. So
yeah. Polly Chaser, how you doing, you Netherlands son of a bitch? It's great to see you. And Tom, thank you for popping into your own channel. That's great. Thanks. I wanted to ask Carl, we were in the same comedy competition right before the pandemic on different days, and both you and I were big losers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I did probably way better, but yeah, I still lost.
Probably.
No, I tied for second place. Like it was down to me and the other comic, and like our applause were the same for like a couple rounds, and then they gave it to her, and like, I mean, rightfully so. She killed.
You think they screwed you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as a comic, you have to take that stance.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have a rivalry going with her to this day. I mean, she's one of my best comedy friends. Like she's hilarious, but we have a rivalry. I mean,
yeah. Well, yeah. Rivalries are good.
Oh yeah.
So I had an idea when I was putting this particular show together that I wanted to embarrass my guests, and so I went deep into your archives of photos, and I've got some things to say. After I'm done saying these things, I'm going to show you a photo of me that you may not have seen that you're going to have a lot to say about. So let me find him here.
I don't really need photos to embarrass myself, I find.
Yeah, I do that every week on stage. I mean, it's like.
You know what? Kevin, Mr. Kevin H. Brady was a bass player for a very popular metal group. And I've got a real candid photo of him here.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Is that the same shirt you're wearing?
No, it is same record label, but actually, I got to be honest with you, Scott. I'm embarrassed for you because you could have done so much worse than that.
No, I got another one, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not done at all. I just wonder if the sound coming out of your mouth was
It was pretty close to that. I actually remember that show. Speaking of competitions and getting screwed, it was like the best in Boston, and like the only guidelines were like you got a 20-minute set, period. Like you got 5 minutes set up, 20 minutes performs, breakdown, no cover songs, all originals. And we were in the finals, and the other band that played did a cover of Barracuda, and we were just like, okay, so we win by default. They broke the rules. Nope. We got screwed because the deciding vote came down to the former bassist of the band Vixen.
Oh,
so, yeah. There you go.
So do you like music or comedy better, Kevin?
That's a tough one. I mean, I think I get a little bit more fulfillment with comedy, because with music, unless you're a solo artist, and I mean solo, like singer-songwriter, no backing band, any type of musical endeavor, you're dependent on other people to help get your vision to where you need it to be. But with comedy, unless you're employing writers, it's your idea from beginning to end, and there's nobody to fall back on. You succeed or fail based off of yourself, and it should be more intimidating, but I actually find it a lot more freeing, and it allows me to be a little bit more experimental with ideas that I wasn't able to really flesh out with music.
Yeah, I like comedy better too because I can't do music, so that's just. I'm going to, real quick here before we go any further, if you're watching on any platform besides Twitch TV at the Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling channel, you're just shit out of luck because I'm going to turn you off. You got to get over to twitch.tv/Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling and watch the rest of this because it's going to be good. We're going to do a Twitch premiere of Welcome to Cashville by the rock and roll duo Volk. So goodbye. I'm just kicking you out right now.
Later.